Okay, this is the basement, and it's still a disaster of sorts. We have done a lot of cleaning. It's gonna get dark here for a minute till I turn the lights on. Oh, it's a mess down here. Okay, now I'm gonna set that there. Don't really know where to set this, but I need to dump the dehumidifier. I don't know what I'm seeing here. This is an old shelf that blew in with the flood. We cleaned it up a bit, and I don't have any spray paint, so I do have a couple of cans of Flex Seal, and we're gonna spray paint that and or Flex Seal it, and then hang it up in his bedroom, which is still in the process of being cleaned up. You probably can't see me right now, but I'm gonna try and straighten up everything here. The shop is kind of a disaster right now, as you can see. Oh, my screen didn't stay on. It needs a lot of work. There's a lot of silt still on the floor that we got to get cleaned up. Stuff that we got to go through. Tools that have to be either cleaned up or thrown away. He's dumping the dehumidifier tank, and he just dumps it into the hole with the sump pump in it and turns it on, and it blows it outside, and then he can set it up back in here. I don't know how clean his room is, but he's been working on it. The kid's got all my guitars, he's got my amps and all my other stuff. He's got a nice comfy little room right now. He's sleeping on a cot, but we have a new bed coming for him from the tribe, and they're giving us a new couch and chair. He's got all my good guitars, man. My Takamini's down here, my Ibanez 12 strings down here. And as long as he takes care of them, he's allowed to use them. They will eventually be his, and he is practicing and playing them. What's the deal with the Barbies, dude?
Mom put those there.
Oh, okay. I just thought maybe you were being weird. Never know about you. Got a lot of work to do figuring out where we're going to set everything up. I've got all my jewelry making equipment down here, all my tools, and it's overflowing. I'm to the point now where I don't have enough space for all the tools to be set up. I haven't even used my pressure pot yet. My vacuum pots are all up in the back room because I don't have room for them down here. I got tons of leather, tons of metals, tons of belts, sanders, bandsaw, table saw, lots of DeWalt stuff. I just don't know. I'm gonna stop this video right now and try and get some stuff done. Since I'm gonna be spraying Flex Seal, I don't really want the camera on or out. I don't want to risk getting any rubber. Alright, I hope that you can see what's going on here. We're just doing some touch marks and numbers on blades and then heat treating. Thermometer. one more try. It didn't get quite hard enough. Sometimes that happens. Especially when you're out of practice. We haven't been in the forge in
Almost a year, probably.
yeah, it's getting close. Probably about 10 months since we've been out here doing any work besides cleaning up the mess from the flood. That was completely underwater. That was underwater. The grinder up here was underwater. We've got that running again. That'll turn on and arc, but the motor's not turning. I might have to replace the tips and all that because I think the wire's rusted in. That big expensive thing there has to be completely torn apart, cleaned up, and put back together. Temperature gun. Alright, we're getting ready to do blade number 2. This is a matching set. We're going to put the number 2 on the shank, which will be a hidden tang anyway, so it doesn't matter, but it's so that we know which handle set goes to which knife when we put them together, because we've already got the 3,800-year-old bog oak handles and pins all ready to put together. All we got to do is stamp them with the number and our touch mark and then heat treat them. Then we can take them down and grind them, clean them up with a 1,000 grit belt, shine them and sharpen them. Then fit and finish the handles and the brass guards and all that, and they're done. Then they're going to whoever gets them. Right now, I'm not 100% sure.
But this thing didn't get any water.
Alright, you ready? Right there. Over, 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 over. Yeah, that's stamped real good. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a 2. It's probably upside down for you, but there's a 2 on that thing.
Okay, hold them up in front of that thing.
Alright, other tongs. Okay, put the other tong. Okay. Alright, get the other touch mark ready. Oh yeah, that 2 came out really good. Try and show it to the camera again. I don't know if you guys can see the 2. I hope so. I know GoPros aren't the best at focusing, but before we put these together, when we get them cleaned up, I'll have my wife use her camera. I want to get these guys up to about 1,635 degrees. Try not to get over 1,700 as far as I'm concerned. Some people may think different, but I know that that's a good heat treat temperature. Our canola oil is at about about 243 degrees right now, which is good. You don't want it to be ice cold, it'll crack a blade real quick.
You want to position this in here for me?
What?
Position this in here for me. You pull it out.
Do I want to what?
Can you position this kind of where the new is?
Let's see.
The sharp side will be pointing that way.
Turn it here. I think that's the right way. No, I'm going to turn it over. Yeah. Come on.
That way, yep.
Right there. Straighten it up. Straighten it up.
In there.
That's good enough. Hopefully you can see. That's our touch mark. Firefly Forge is a firefly and his little butt's a light bulb. I hope you can see it. I don't know. The GoPro's kind of stuck for close-ups. Alright. And that is how you do that. Now let's hope that she heat treats the first time. Oh, there we go. How many times did I do it this first blade?
About 3 or 4.
It's still hot.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, it's a little crooked too. I have to grind that down a little bit. I'm not going to worry about that little bend in the tang. The blade is perfectly straight.
It transferred a lot of heat to
Heat
this.
gun. Ooh, that's a hot piece of steel. Here.
Sure does get hot here, man.
Don't know if you guys can see. Brand new canola oil. Just filled this container up. I do believe that that's hot enough. Go ahead and turn the forge off. Okay, here, you hold this. Alright. This is what we do to keep our touch marks from getting... I told you not to put the lid on that, buddy. Now give me that open thing of canola oil.
It's up there.
Oh, we have another jug of canola oil there. Take the lid off. Alright, we're going to fill that until it covers all those touch marks, because each one of those is a letter in the alphabet,
Want me to take?
and we don't want any of this stuff to rust. And sitting out in this damp forge, it will rust. This you want to be very careful with, Sebastian. You take and put it right there. That's where it lives. That way our stuff is good. There's still heat coming off of that blade. It's a bit warm. And that's the forge. Take this and set it aside. Give me a halfway decent rag. We haven't opened our other rags yet, but you want to try and keep this anvil. Oops, sorry about that. You want to try and keep this anvil oiled.
Yeah, it's a wee bit rough.
One of the things that I like to do... Oh, my glasses fell off. Oh, that one's empty. Here, that's garbage. I like WD-40 to keep my anvils from rusting. And it's not going to hurt to spray it on anything in this forge. Keep that bad boy there oiled up. Our Peterite needs a little bit of work, but it's still a really good anvil. I got a deal on both these. I'm not going to tell anybody what I paid for them, but I got deals on everything in here. And there's about $12,000 sitting right here in this forge. That right there was a very expensive unit. And it ties into the power there. That was expensive. I traded my truck for that. I bought that real cheap. Get the lid for the ammo can. Okay. You know how this goes on, right?
Yeah. You just put it in there.
Put that on there. Ouch, that's hot. That's a forge for you.
The inside is, it's, near the inside.
Always hot stuff. And I am really good at touching hot stuff. It seems to be a theme of mine. Sorry about the view there. And I got my chop saw to fix. The water line, you can see where the water line was in here. It didn't hurt the pump to the press. It still works. It got a little water in it, but we're not using that right now. We're going to remodel it because I don't really like the way it works. But we're bringing gravel and sand, and you can see that the water's still getting in here. We need to get some of that rubberized stuff to put on the ceiling because we got leaks in here.
This bag of concrete down here is hard.
Oh, I know, it's solid as a rock. But we're going to stick as much stuff up there as we can this year so that if it does flood, it's up there at least. So this is Firefly Forge. It's in pretty rugged shape right now. Go ahead and start turning lights off. This is our oxygen acetylene tanks. I don't like having them in there when we're forging, but once the forge is turned off, it's pretty much okay to bring them back in and take their cover off of them. Here, catch this. Put it back up on that shelf up there. Are we good up there? Is that going to stay?
Yeah.
Alright, this is probably a little bit longer video. We haven't set up our ferric chloride yet. There's nothing in the tube, but it's ready when we do start doing Damascus. We do have a lot of 1095, a lot of 1084. We've also got, there's some 10, I think that's 1084 bars, and they're getting rusted, but we'll coat them down. Got a few old pry bars that we're going to try and use. Yeah, those got to cool down a bit. I think they got a pretty good heat treat on them. We'll know when I start sharpening them. And I will try and put an edge on them before. Let's go out to the light. We'll go out to the light. Where's the bag? I got the camera bag, everything off.
Yep.
There's a swallow nest right up there, and they got eggs, and I don't know if there's babies in there yet, but because of that, when we close the forge, are all the cats out of there?
Yep.
Okay. When we close the forge up, the doors are kind of messed up, but when we close the forge up, we make it so the cats can't get in, but we leave enough space for them birds to fly right up in through that crack up there. The touch mark on this one should be on that side. See, there's a 1 and a 2. Is the 2
Two's on the other side.
2's on the other side?
Yep.
Yep, there's the 2.
Isn't that still a little
hot? But we put the touch marks on the same side of the blades because I am making them as a set. But I don't know if they're going to be a set. I might send one to one guy and one to another guy. Come on, Shirkan. So we're done with that. Big whoop. Barely got me motivated today. But we'll have to go down to the shop in the basement and clean those up on the belt sanders down there. They're smaller and I can do a better job down there. And we're going to head into the house. So